How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. So we are in the John Deere and we are on our way to a little paper mill in the middle of nowhere, and the reason being is we are going to go pick up some goodies that was gifted to us very kindly. So Old Man Joe phoned me this morning and he said that he spoke to that friend of his and he does actually have a log fork for us that we can have for free. So that is super kind. But on top of that, he also said that he's got a grapple that we can take if we want it, like a grapple that hooks to the back of the tractor, so you can basically drag logs around with it. And I am absolutely gonna take that with as well, because I was saying that it's probably gonna be quite difficult to, well, get trees off of that hill, and a grapple like that would be fantastic. So I'm hoping it's sort of a smaller grapple, because if it is, then maybe we can get an engine for the John Deere, the 710, and then we can use that to actually, well, pull logs out of wherever we cut them to more sort of manageable ground to sort of process it. But yeah, the John Deere doesn't have much weight, especially in the front, so if it's too big, it'll just lift the front wheels and it's not going to work. Anyway, I think this is the place, according to the directions I got anyway. Paper company, McCallum. Indeed, this is the place. Oh, what's that? Huh. Interesting. Farming Simulator 22. Fun game, that. I do enjoy playing that in my off time. Anyway, so we have also got a surprise at home, which we'll chat about in a minute. This is an interesting place. I don't know where the equipment is, though. Ooh, there's something. Aha! Oh, yeah, okay. I think this is it. So, he did say that he might not be around, but it's fine. We can just come in and hook up and, off we go. So that's fantastic. That's gonna work brilliantly. I do think this is a bit too big for the small 710, unfortunately. I think that'll lift the front wheels, even if you don't have a log on there, so yeah, I don't think that is going to be a thing. It's okay, we can use this John Deere. Obviously, we don't own this John Deere, but we are free to use it, so that'll be fine. I think it'll fit on this just fine, and yeah, it'll be quite handy, I think. Anyway, right, so let's hook up to this, and yeah, we do have a little toy sitting at the farm that I want to go take a look at. I've had a quick peek this morning, but I haven't actually had a good look around. So we have a brand new Kubota sitting at the farmyard, and we do not own it. And when I say we, I mean Old Man Joe. He doesn't own it. It is a demo tractor. Now, with that said, I don't know if he's, I don't know, planning on maybe buying a different tractor, because it would effectively be replacing this tractor. So, yeah, I don't know what the plan is, because I was saying that I want to speak to the dealership about some demo products, and I haven't done that yet. So, that is not my doing. I just sort of rocked up and they were like, oh, here's the Kubota, and we have got X amount of hours on it, and yeah, we'll be putting it to good use on the farm, I'm sure. It'll basically, like I said, be replacing the John Deere if it were to be bought, but while it's on the farm, it is going to be replacing this anyway. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. I say I took a very quick peek around just to see what it's like, and it looks to be the 140 horsepower version. I think it's the exact same one that they have on display at the dealership on the little plinth thing, but I seem to remember that the one on display was a lower horsepower, so it's basically identical but a higher horsepower version, and it also has the front loader on it. No attachments, but that's fine. We've got all of the attachments there that we need on the farm, so but yeah, it's cool, and it's got some, well, basically farmyard tires on it, not super aggressive tires. It's basically more set up for, yeah, cruising around the farmyard, not really field work or anything like that. but that's perfectly fine. That's probably what it'll do anyway if we were to have something like that on the farm on a permanent basis. So yeah, I'm quite excited for that, but I'm also excited to get to a bit of logging and yeah, making a bit of firewood as well. We'll still have to figure out pricing per load. I'm thinking probably around $300 a load, something like that. I think sounds quite reasonable. I don't know, we'll have to see what other people are charging for a similar size load. But yeah, anyway, we'll get this loaded off, and we'll probably go, well, when I say loaded off, I mean unloaded. I think is the correct term there. English much. But yeah, we'll put this in the potato shed, because it seems like that is where we are sort of accumulating all of our, well, implements and tools at the moment that we actually own personally. We'll probably have to get rid of it at some stage and put it somewhere else. Oh, dude. Nice spatial awareness there. Anyway, yeah, we'll probably have to get rid of it at some point as soon as potatoes are ready to harvest. We're probably going to need the space in there. And yeah, speaking of which, we have a bit of field work to do. We need to get some manure on this field. We need to get the grass collected on the other field. And then we'll need to get some manure on there as well. I wonder if we'll use the Kubota for that, maybe. I mean, I'd hate to get the shiny new tractor full of manure, but yeah, it would be kind of nice to put it to the test and yeah, see what it'll do in that sort of environment. But yeah, we shall see. Anyway, we're gonna get this offloaded, and I'll take the John Deere back to the farmyard, and then we'll take a bit of a look around. Should I maybe just put it in that empty shed over there? I think I'm gonna do that. I'll just put it there. Okay. Anyway, I'll see you guys over at the farmyard. Alright, well, that is the John Deere back where it belongs, and it probably won't do much work around the farm for a little while. Unless we use it for logging. But, yeah, around the farm itself, probably not much, because we have got this lovely machine in this morning. Ain't she beautiful? Absolutely lovely. I do actually like the Kubotas a lot. So this is the M6 141, which I believe is the most powerful one in the M6 range. And it is a beautiful tractor. I'm very excited to use this. Very cool. I like the tires as well. It's quite fitting for what we would generally use it for on the farm here. Yeah. Lovely interior. Engine sounds great. Very cool. Body seats as well. Fantastic. Very responsive on the hydraulics there, which is nice. Yeah, very cool. Very cool indeed. I like that. So, I think what I might do is I think I'm gonna disconnect the 7810 here and use the Kubota for the collecting with the wagon. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Now, if we were to have a Kubota like that, or that specific one, on the farm on a permanent basis, then it wouldn't be doing this job, because the 7810 would be doing this job. But since we have it here, I do want to sort of test it in different, well, environments, I guess, and on different jobs, just to see what it can do, because it'd also be nice to have basically a backup tractor if something were to happen to the 7810. I mean, the equipment here doesn't work extremely hard, as definitely not as hard as they would on some other farms, but equipment still does break down, and it would be nice to have a unit that can do most of the work that the 7810 can. I'm not 100% sure on the horsepower figure on the 7810, but I think it's a little bit higher than what the Kubota is. But still, I think this will cope just fine. It'll definitely do better than what the front-loaded John Deere will do anyway. Yeah, let's give it a go and see what it's like. do like the sound of the engine. It's quite smooth. The drive as well. Or the ride, I should say. Crops looking great as well, by the way. Hopefully it stays that way. If the weather remains in our favor, which it definitely has so far, we'll end up with a fantastic crop this season, which would be great. I would love to have a absolute bumper crop, because it'll really help us out with the feed situation, which is yeah, not amazing at the moment, I'll be honest. Right, let's turn this on and we'll drop that down, and I think that should be working. Yeah, okay, I can see that collecting, which is fantastic. Alright, that is beautiful. Definitely got a bit of power. I mean, I know it's 140 horsepower, but it kind of feels like more, to be honest. It uses the power very well. At least that's what it feels like. I do like this. I do like this quite a bit. I mean, if I were to use this for jobs like these on a more regular basis, I'll probably take the front loader off. I'll just disconnect it. But yeah, like I say, it's not a job that this will normally do on the farm, but it's nice to know that it could. And again, I don't know if Old Man Joe has any interest in actually buying this, or is it just sort of a demo product and it's sort of a nice to have for whatever the hours is that we can have it on the farm, and yeah, then it sort of heads off and does its own thing. I guess if he were to buy one, it wouldn't be this exact one. I would think they keep this to ship it around to other farms as well. As a demo unit, we probably wouldn't buy the demo unit. It would be a brand new unit if we were to buy it. So yeah, I don't know exactly how it works. Not really my my field of expertise there. I just get paid to drive the equipment. I effectively get paid from the neck down, which is fine by me. So yeah, but anyway, my opinion anyway so far. I mean, I've only used it for all of about 10 minutes, but it's a good tractor. It's nice. It's so much quieter than the John Deere, the front-loaded John Deere though, because that's obviously open cab. It is so noisy, that thing, but yeah, anyway, it's good. It's a good tractor, that as well, but obviously this is a lot more modern and yeah, just nice. So yeah, basically the plan with this here is we're gonna collect as much of the hay here as what we can, and we'll drop this straight into the storage unit, and then if we're full up over there, then we'll bale the rest and put that away. Now, the reason for that is just, if we bale this, we'll have to shred a lot of bales again just to sort of fill it up, which is kind of pointless. But then also, some of you have asked why do we basically shred the bales first rather than just using the feeder machine directly on the bales, which you definitely can do. And the answer to that is basically there we go. I think we are full up. So yeah, the answer to that is it's just easier to get your quantities right, because the bales are quite compact and the sort of blades, the rotating blades on the feeder wagon are quite aggressive. So if you do go directly onto sort of bales, wrapped bales, and you basically start picking off from that, it's very hard to judge your quantities correctly, because sometimes it'll just sort of like grab hold of a bale and it'll just shred a bale in seconds, and then you sort of overload it and then you have to sort of unload, and it just doesn't work very well. So yes, you can do that, but we just prefer not to, because it kind of, it's an extra step, but it just works better and sort of saves time in the long run, because it's much easier to control the quantities of what goes into the feeder wagon. So that is basically why we bale and then shred the bales again. But in this case, we can just sort of, we have it, so we don't have to shred it or bale it first to shred it again. So we can just dump it in here, and we'll, like I say, get as much as we can in here, and yeah, the rest, if there's anything left, we'll bale then. So yeah, anyway, we are gonna get this done, so we'll probably jump into a quick time lapse and we'll get the rest of this done and possibly baled. I don't think there's gonna be any left to bale, to be honest. I'm gonna try and get everything in here if we can, but yeah, we shall see. But we're gonna jump into that time lapse, get this knocked out, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, well that is basically job done, and we ended up with 2 full trailers, which are now in the shed, and the shed is very much full. In fact, it is kind of overflowing. There might be a little bit of hay, sort of, yeah, seeping out the door. But that's okay, because we'll be using some hay, actually, later on. So, yeah, I need to feed the cows. I thought they were gonna be okay, but yeah, they are a little bit on the low side, so I'll get a mix done for them in a little bit here. But yeah, so 2 full trailers, which is great. The shed is full, and then 5 bales after that, which is fine. I'm, yeah, kind of desperate to get the shed full with bales, but yeah, I guess it just feels a little bit weird, because I thought, oh, we'll have like 15 bales or something like that, and we've only got 5, but of course we do have a shed full of hay at the moment, which is fantastic. So it is all good. If we were to bale everything, we would have a lot of bales here right now, but yeah, obviously that'll just be double work to sort of bale it and then shred it again. So yeah. Anyway, the food situation at the moment is not exactly fantastic, I'll be honest. The hay is fine. I was gonna say the hay is okay, but yeah, for reasons of rhyming reasons, I was not gonna say that, and then I said it anyway. But outside of that, the straw is not phenomenal. Silage is okay, but yeah, we need to do something about that straw. I think we might end up buying in some straw bales, I'll be honest. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So we'll take this back to the farm, and I have to say, the Kubota is absolutely phenomenal. I am loving it so far. I did run the baler on it, which, I'll be honest, I shouldn't really have done, because this has got 140 horsepower and that's about a 200 horsepower baler, but it was actually quite impressive. It did run it. It wasn't overly happy, but it worked. It did actually work. So I'm quite impressed. The way this thing uses the 140 horsepower is extremely impressive. It feels like a 180 horsepower tractor, maybe even a 200 horsepower tractor. It's really, really good. Now, yeah, I think the John Deere, because this was bugging me, the 7810, I did a quick online search, and it seems like that should have somewhere in the region of about 170 to 180 horsepower, give or take a little bit. But yeah, it seems to be somewhere around there. So roughly about 30 horsepower more than what this has, but it feels exactly the same. It feels like it's got the same amount of horsepower. So I don't know if it's a clever gearbox or what the deal is, but this is a very, very good tractor for the horsepower that it has. And it's actually in a different class of tractor as well. This is classed as a smaller tractor than the 7810. So quite impressive that it can sort of pull off the same work for the most part. I obviously haven't tested it extensively, but it is very impressive. I think I do have the side-by-side here, rather than running all the way over there. I'm going to leave this here because I do want to give it a rinse down. And yeah, then we'll put it away. I don't think we're going to be using it immediately. I probably won't use it for the manure spreading. I think that will be wrong to do that. But yeah, basically, we have to do manure spreading on the 2 grass fields. And we have to feed the cows real quick. So the cows, I'll probably do off camera because, I mean, you guys get it. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. So I'm not going to film it every time that I do feed them. I did notice that there's a pallet out there waiting, but I haven't got instructions on that yet. But yeah, we have to get manure on the 2 grass fields. After that, I'll be honest, we don't have much to do. But that is our pile of hay, which is fantastic. That is a very big pile of hay. I would have loved if we had the same amount in straw, which we definitely don't. So, yeah. But anyway, that is a lot of bales in there. I'll tell you that much. There's definitely a load of bales there. And like you can see, seeping out the door a little bit, but it'll be fine. As soon as we get a mix done here for the cows, that'll be fine. But yeah, like I say, we have to get that, well, the 2 fields spread with manure. But we're kind of out of time for today's video. But it is only, well, what's the time now? 11 o'clock. It's 11 in the morning. So, yeah, it is very early. So I think what I'll do is, well, the next video, we'll just sort of pick up where we left off. I'll probably, well, get the tractor and the trailer washed and put away. These 2, the baler and the wagon, needs washing as well, so I'll probably do that as well. And by that time, it'll probably be close to, well, lunchtime. So I'll have lunch, and then we'll pick this up later on today, but in a separate video. Then we'll get the 2 fields done, and then I think we'll grab the old John Deere, the front loader, with our new goodies, and we'll go do a bit of logging, because I'm very eager to do that. So we'll get a bit of logging done and see how that goes, and see how the new, well, log splitter works for firewood. That sounds exciting. That sounds fun. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. We'll get this washed up and put away, and we'll pick this up a little bit later on. So yeah, that is then gonna be it for this video, at least. I was gonna say for today, but for this video, we'll pick it up again in a little bit, so in the next video for you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.